Liam Carter straightened his Hermes tie, scrutinizing his reflection in the full-length mirror of his walk-in closet. His collection of Italian suits filled an entire wall, with each piece priced higher than the monthly earnings of numerous employees. At 35, he had attained all his aspirations. Vice president of one of the nation's largest tech firms, a luxurious penthouse in the bustling heart of Manhattan, and a stunning wife who captivated attention wherever she appeared. "Darling, have you come across my new charger?" Olivia called out from the bedroom, urgency in her voice. "I need to do a live stream in 10 minutes. Liam let out a sigh, yet kept his well-rehearsed smile intact. It was the identical smile he wore during board meetings, in the glossy pages of business magazines, and at the social gatherings Olivia insisted he attend. "Should be in your new Chanel bag?" he remarked, glancing at his Patek Philippe. 7:30 in the morning. There was ample time to reach the office and ready himself for the presentation to the shareholders. This meeting had the potential to solidify his role as the next CEO. The Manhattan skyline glimmered in the morning sun through the bedroom window. He considered it his domain. From his penthouse on the 45th floor, everyone below appeared diminutive, inconsequential, just as they ought to be. Olivia stepped into the room, her flawlessly styled blonde hair flowing elegantly over her shoulders. At 28, she boasted over 2 million Instagram followers and a thriving career as an influencer. She embodied everything he believed he desired in a partner. Stunning, refined, and above all, the ideal complement to his narrative of achievement. The pictures from the Hamptons received incredible engagement. She remarked, her eyes glued to her phone. "We ought to create more content as a couple. My audience enjoys seeing us together." Liam scarcely registered her words. For a fleeting moment, he recalled another Olivia, the one who, in the early days, had shared late nights with him in his small apartment, laughing over inexpensive takeout, before the demands of social media and sponsorships took over their lives. Liam nodded absent-mindedly, his mind drifting to the upcoming meeting. He was familiar with the drill. Strike a pose, flash a smile, and allow her to craft a caption about being a power couple or embodying relationship goals. Their marriage appeared flawless, at least in the realm of social media. Yet, in the stillness between meetings and social gatherings, a persistent sense of emptiness began to seep in. Initially, he brushed it off as mere stress. However, it soon became impossible to overlook. The strained smiles, the sleepless nights, the growing emptiness behind his professional achievements. There was an absence he sensed, though he struggled to identify it, or perhaps he was reluctant to confront it. He snatched his briefcase and planted a swift kiss on Olivia's cheek. She hardly registered it, lost in the glow of her phone screen. "Big day today," he murmured, more for his own ears than for hers. "There might be a promotion on the horizon." "That's wonderful, babe," she responded, already preparing her ring light for the morning live stream. "Remember, we have the charity gala this evening. Don the Tom Ford. It captures the essence beautifully." As the elevator glided downwards, Liam squared his shoulders and adjusted his smile. He possessed all he had ever desired. The career, the wife, the lifestyle. He was living the dream. So why did it feel like he was merely going through the motions? "You'll never find anyone better than me, Lauren," Liam had declared on that rainy evening 5 years ago, standing in his once modest apartment. "You're making a significant error, prioritizing your career over our relationship." Lauren Mitchell stood there, her dark hair wet from the rain, her green eyes brimming with an unexpected resolve. She had just revealed that she received a job offer in Silicon Valley, a chance that could propel her career in tech development. "I'm not choosing between my career and you, Liam," she replied, her voice unwavering despite the tears that threatened to spill. "I'm asking for your support, to stand by me as a partner, but you seem unable to look beyond your own ambitions, don't you?" He recalled his laughter, a sound that felt harsh even to himself. "Partner, Lauren, let's be realistic. You're a small-town girl with grand aspirations. I'm on the path to achieving something remarkable. I seek someone who comprehends that ambition, who can embody the ideal partner for a future leader." Her expression had solidified in that moment, a change flickering in her gaze. The ideal wife? You mean someone who'll give up everything to be your ornament? Don't be so theatrical, he had sneered. You ought to appreciate my honesty. We've enjoyed ourselves, but now we must confront the truth. You don't quite fit the image people envision next to someone like me. Lauren had gathered her bag, her actions measured and serene, almost unnervingly so. You know what, Liam? You have a point. I may not fit the mold of what others envision next to you. In fact, I surpass those expectations. You'll regret this, he called after her as she walked to the door. Give it a year, you'll realize what you're throwing away. She paused at the doorway, not turning around. No, Liam, you're the one who's throwing something away, and someday you'll understand exactly what that was. The door closed softly behind her, a subtle click that was far from the dramatic slam he had anticipated. In a way that felt even more unsettling. He poured himself a scotch, reassuring himself that he had made the right choice. Lauren had a certain sweetness and intelligence, yet she lacked the ambition and polish that aligned with his vision for the future. Just 3 months later, he encountered Olivia at a charity event. She embodied everything Lauren did not: sophisticated, well-connected, and already carving out a reputation for herself in the realm of social media. She recognized the significance of perception, of connections, of being associated with the right individuals. When he made his proposal 6 months later, he fleetingly considered Lauren, pondering whether she had come across the news in the social columns. He envisioned her heart shattering, coming to terms with what had slipped through her fingers. A small sense of satisfaction had once been his. Now, 5 years later, thoughts of Lauren Mitchell seldom crossed his mind. She was merely a stepping stone on his journey to success, a chapter best left behind, or so he reassured himself during those rare nights of restless contemplation, questioning why his seemingly perfect life felt so empty. Liam sat in his home office, gazing at the wall adorned with awards and press clippings that chronicled his ascent to success. From the adjacent room, he could hear Olivia's voice, flawlessly tuned for her latest Instagram video. And this is my morning routine, loves. Remember to swipe up for my top picks on supplements and skincare. He savored a long sip of his bourbon, just pricey enough to make an impression, yet not so exclusive that he felt remorse indulging at 2 p.m. on a Sunday. The amber liquid did little to ease the expanding emptiness in his chest. Maria, the housekeeper, knocked gently before stepping in with a fresh pot of coffee. She set it down on his desk, deftly avoiding the designer coasters Olivia had picked out, which were utterly impractical. Will you be joining Mrs. Carter for dinner, Mr. Carter? Maria inquired, already aware of his likely response. Is she dining in tonight? She has a dinner planned with some influencer friends at Nobu. She brought it up in her morning vlog. Naturally, she did. Nowadays, he discovered his wife's schedule via her social media, just like her countless followers. I'll have my meal in the office, Maria. Thank you. Once she was gone, Liam opened their wedding video on his laptop. They appeared flawless as a pair, he donning his tailored tuxedo, she adorned in her attention-grabbing designer gown. The ceremony was meticulously designed for optimal social media appeal, with every aspect thoughtfully arranged for the images that would dominate Instagram and Pinterest. Their inaugural dance was expertly choreographed, and their vows had undergone refinement by a skilled wordsmith. Even their kiss had been rehearsed to appear both spontaneous and graceful. His phone buzzed. A message from Olivia. Remember the gala next week. You're wearing the gray Tom Ford, not the blue. The Vogue photographer will be in attendance. Looking for some great content for couples. XO. He quickly replied with an okay and set the phone down. When did their union transform into mere content generation? When did their dialogues dwindle to mere discussions of photo ops and online tactics? From his office window, he observed a couple strolling with their dog in the park below. They were laughing, sharing earbuds, pausing now and then to kiss. Nothing particularly noteworthy for social media about their faded jeans and easy affection. Yet something about their authentic joy made his heart ache. Olivia glided in, impeccably styled even on a Sunday. Sweetheart, what are your thoughts on this filter for my evening post? It really elevates the look of our penthouse. He glanced at her phone screen. Their residence, yet not entirely their residence. Everything subtly improved, subtly changed, subtly artificial. Much like their union. "It's perfect," he said, knowing it was exactly what she longed to hear. It was the sentiment everyone sought from Liam Carter, the man who possessed it all. She radiated joy and kissed his cheek, mindful not to disturb her lipstick. "Your words always resonate, my dear. It's precisely why we complement each other so beautifully. Absolutely perfect." The word lingered in his thoughts as she departed, the rhythm of her heels tapping against the hardwood floor, diminishing like the final chords of a melody he had long ceased to appreciate. The diamond room at the plaza shimmered with the city's high society, a wave of couture dresses and meticulously curated facades. Liam straightened his Tom Ford bow tie, the gray suit fitting the brief, while Olivia navigated the crowd with effortless poise. "My dear, Richard Davenport has just arrived," Olivia murmured, gripping his arm. "We simply must capture a photo with him. Did you know he's worth over 10 billion now?" Liam nodded. He was well aware. Davenport Technologies stood as the largest rival to his own company, and Richard Davenport embodied all that Liam yearned to achieve. This man had crafted his empire from the ground up, transforming a modest startup into a technological powerhouse in under 10 years. "Let him settle in first," Liam remarked, his gaze sweeping across the room. "We don't want to appear too eager." Meanwhile, Olivia was already angling herself for the ideal candid shot, her phone subtly poised in her clutch. "His new wife is said to be stunning, a talented programmer or something along those lines. They keep to themselves, hardly any pictures available online." The mention of Davenport's wife hardly caught Liam's attention as he noticed his CEO approaching. This gala transcended the ordinary social gathering. It represented his opportunity to ascend the corporate hierarchy. "Carter," his CEO exclaimed, "just the person I was hoping to find. Join us to meet Richard Davenport. There are intriguing opportunities on the horizon." Liam's heart raced as he trailed behind his boss through the bustling crowd. This was the moment he had been anticipating. Olivia followed closely, her phone poised for that ideal networking moment. Richard Davenport lingered by the windows, his aura undeniable even amidst a crowd of influential figures. He engaged in conversation with an unseen individual, obscured by the throng of attendees. "Richard," Liam's CEO, said, "I'd like you to meet Liam Carter, our VP of Operations." "Liam, meet Richard Davenport." Davenport turned, revealing the woman he'd been conversing with, and in that moment, everything in Liam's world came to a standstill. There, looking more elegant than he'd ever seen her, stood Lauren Mitchell. No longer Lauren Davenport, he realized with a sickening jolt. She wore a simple black dress that probably cost more than his first car. Her dark hair swept up elegantly. Those same green eyes he remembered now widened in surprise. "Liam," her tone remained steady, yet a brief flash of something, perhaps surprise, passed over her face before she swiftly concealed it. "We attended college together," Lauren stated with poise, her smile meticulously controlled. Richard Davenport grinned, resting a reassuring hand on the small of Lauren's back. "Do you know each other?" Lauren asked smoothly, her composed smile unwavering. "We went to college together. Felt like a lifetime ago." Meanwhile, Olivia was already positioning herself for a photo, completely unaware of the tension crackling in the air. But Liam found himself frozen, unable to utter a word, grappling with the sight of Lauren, his Lauren, now standing as Mrs. Richard Davenport. The woman he had once deemed unworthy was now wed to the most influential man in the room. The diamond on her finger sparkled with authority, and the serene confidence in her posture signaled that she was precisely where she was meant to be. Time seemed to stretch as Liam fought to keep his emotions in check. Lauren appeared radiant, not merely due to her exquisite dress or impeccable makeup, but because she radiated a quiet strength that rendered her even more stunning than he had recalled. Richard spoke with pride, his hand gently placed on Lauren's back. "She has been pivotal in shaping our new AI division, transforming our approach to machine learning." Liam struggled to find the right words, his mind racing yet silent. This was not the outcome envisioned. Lauren was meant to be grappling with her choice to part ways, filled with remorse. Yet here she was, poised and thriving, clearly cherished by one of the most influential figures in the tech industry. "Sweetheart," a gentle voice chimed from behind them. A caregiver came closer, cradling a little one adorned in a miniature formal ensemble. Someone is eager to see their mother. Lauren's expression brightened as she cradled the infant, while Liam experienced a sinking feeling in his stomach. The baby possessed her striking green eyes and Richard's dark hair, a flawless fusion of both parents. "This is James," Lauren announced, her voice infused with a tender sense of pride. "He has just reached the 6-month mark." Richard radiated joy as he looked at his wife and son, his face reflecting an overwhelming affection that made Liam's heart constrict slightly. Yet, for a fleeting moment, Liam noticed something else. Richard's grip on his glass tightened a fraction, and his eyes darted toward Liam with a fleeting glimmer of scrutiny. It vanished as swiftly as it came, replaced by a casual smile, but Liam recognized that expression all too well. He wore the expression of a man who recognized that his wife's history had just entered the space. This was a distinct form of richness, contrasting sharply with the meticulously crafted joy he experienced with Olivia. This was genuine. "Oh my goodness, we absolutely need to capture a photo with the baby," Olivia exclaimed, already getting into position. "My audience would adore this." Lauren's courteous smile fell short of reaching her eyes. "Apologies, but we refrain from sharing images of James on social media. We value our privacy." Olivia's expression dimmed for a moment, but she swiftly regained her composure, years of experience in navigating social media coming into play. "Absolutely, I completely get it. Perhaps it should just be the grown-ups." Before anyone had a chance to reply, Richard's assistant materialized at his side. "Mr. Davenport, Senator Williams wishes to speak with you." "If you'll pardon us," Richard said, leading Lauren and the baby away with a soft touch. "Liam, it was a pleasure to meet you," Liam observed as they faded away, the ideal family melding into the throng. Lauren displayed no trace of remorse or yearning. She didn't spare him a second look. She possessed it all: success, love, family, and none of it was tied to him. The realization struck him with the force of a physical blow. Lauren Mitchell hadn't merely moved on. She had outshone him in every conceivable manner. The remainder of the gala unfolded in a haze. Liam robotically exchanged handshakes, posed for pictures, and engaged in trivial conversations, yet his thoughts continually wandered back to Lauren and her idyllic little family. Every time he caught sight of her from across the room, the knife twisted deeper. He observed as she deftly interacted with tech giants and politicians, her intelligence illuminating every discussion. Richard remained close, his pride unmistakable as he introduced her to everyone as "my brilliant wife." "Did you know she created their new neural network algorithm?" He overheard someone mention it. Davenport Technologies' stock skyrocketed after the announcement. During dinner, Liam found himself captivated by their table. Lauren was offering small morsels to baby James, who sat happily in a high chair nestled between his parents. The sound of the child's laughter filled the room, eliciting smiles from the guests around. "Babe, are you even paying attention?" Olivia's voice interrupted his reverie. She was displaying something on her phone, likely another social media post. "I believe we should mimic their pose for our upcoming photo shoot. They're definitely in vogue at the moment." "They don't do photo shoots, Olivia," he replied more sharply than he meant to. "They're genuinely successful." Her perfectly shaped eyebrows knitted together in confusion. "We're thriving as well. I have double the followers compared to last year." Liam emptied his champagne glass, longing for something with more kick. He observed Richard gently removing a smudge of food from Lauren's chin, eliciting a genuine laugh from her. The sound resonated throughout the room, pure and unrestrained. The reality he had been dodging all night struck him with undeniable clarity. Lauren hadn't merely discovered someone with greater wealth or achievement. She had encountered someone who cherished her intellect as deeply as her appearance, who encouraged her aspirations rather than belittling them. She had discovered what Liam, in his arrogance, failed to provide. A true partnership, authentic love, and the liberty to embrace her true self. His phone vibrated with a notification. The company announcement was now public. Richard Davenport was securing their largest client. The agreement Lauren had assisted in negotiating would essentially extinguish any hope Liam had of ascending to the role of CEO. He glanced up to see her observing him, her expression perceptive yet not unkind. She offered him a subtle nod before redirecting her attention to her family. The implication was unmistakable. She had emerged victorious, yet there was no satisfaction in his loss. That somehow intensified the situation. The following morning in his office, Liam found it impossible to concentrate. The financial reports from that morning remained neglected on his desk as he mindlessly scrolled through news articles concerning Davenport Technologies. Every other headline highlighted Lauren's impact on the company's achievements. Mr. Carter's assistant peeked in. The board is looking to reschedule the strategy meeting to address the Davenport acquisition. He dismissed her with a wave, then opened a private window on his browser. In no time, he was perusing Lauren's impressive professional accomplishments. She graduated at the top of her class at MIT, held multiple patents, and was a keynote speaker at major tech conferences. She hadn't merely succeeded, she had truly excelled. Lauren Davenport's groundbreaking approach to artificial intelligence has transformed the industry, one article declared. The accompanying photo captured her in a lab, sleeves rolled up, fully immersed in her work. No meticulously arranged poses, no polished perfection, just raw, passionate brilliance. His phone illuminated with a message from Olivia. Their baby is gaining attention. Why didn't you mention that you knew her? We could have utilized that link. Liam dismissed the message, his jaw tightening. He recalled Lauren's words from years past. I'm better. He laughed then, but now the words lingered in his mind. In the bathroom mirror he adjusted his tie, a futile act that had lost its charm. The man reflected back appeared lavish yet vacant, reminiscent of a counterfeit luxury brand. Excuse me, sir? This is his assistant once more. Richard Davenport's office has reached out. They would like to arrange a meeting to talk about the transition. Inform them that I'm not available, he snapped. However, Mr. Davenport explicitly asked for you. He mentioned that Lauren suggested you for the integration team. The words struck him with a jolt. Even now, she maintained her professionalism by recommending him while he struggled to confront the meeting. Her success transcended mere accomplishments. It lay in her elegance and her capacity to rise above trivial feelings. He settled into his chair, the leather now lacking the opulence it once exuded. Beyond his window, Manhattan's skyline loomed infinitely, yet for the first time, he felt insignificant in its presence. Lauren had not sought his approval or his validation. She had never required his presence, and that realization cut deeper than anything else, shattering his pride irreparably. Another charity event, another night steeped in Facade. Liam lingered at the bar, observing the two women who embodied both his history and his current reality. Olivia thrived in her surroundings, striking poses by the entrance where the lighting was just right. After 3 hours of meticulous preparation, she had collaborated with her social media team to determine the best angles and the most effective hashtags. Each smile and gesture was thoughtfully crafted to achieve optimal engagement. Across the room, Lauren sat with a group of tech executives, deeply engaged in a conversation that captivated everyone around her. Her makeup was minimal, her dress elegant yet understated. She wasn't seeking anyone's validation. She was simply embracing her authentic self. Text, a colleague remarked, nodding toward Olivia, that your wife's latest post garnered 500,000 likes. It must be quite something to have such a successful influencer by your side. Liam managed a smile, yet his gaze returned to Lauren. She was displaying something on her tablet to the group, her enthusiasm clear in her movements. Richard stood close by, observing her with sincere admiration, occasionally contributing to her points but primarily allowing her to take the spotlight. Babe, Olivia's voice interrupted his reflections. Come here, we need to capture that couple's pose I showed you. The lighting is just right at this moment. He approached with a certain stiffness, taking the stance she desired. Position yourself here, where that smile, gaze at her with admiration. Everything was meticulously planned, all a facade. Mrs. Davenport's performance was remarkable, he caught someone remarking. The manner in which she simplified intricate AI concepts into clear, digestible terms was remarkable. Meanwhile, Olivia was perusing the photos on her phone. No, these won't suffice. Your smile lacks the warmth of your eyes. Reflect on something joyful. He couldn't help but notice the irony. Once he believed Lauren lacked the sophistication to be his partner. Now he observed her earning respect through her intellect, while his own spouse garnered attention through curated images. Lauren's laughter resonated throughout the space, authentic and unbridled. She wasn't tallying her followers or gauging her value through engagement metrics. She was embracing life, making genuine contributions to the world. Perfect, Olivia declared, finally pleased with a photo. This is bound to become popular. Liam nodded absent-mindedly, coming to a painful realization that although he had elevated his social standing through marriage, he had significantly compromised on depth and character. The contrast between the two women was glaring, and he knew it was all on him. On Monday morning, Liam sat at his desk, neglecting pressing emails in pursuit of a different kind of inquiry. His browser history was cluttered with searches about Lauren's career path, her patents, her publications, her speaking engagements. Each revelation felt like another twist of the knife. She hadn't merely secured a prestigious position. She had transformed entire sectors of the tech industry. Her neural network designs were under examination at leading universities. She had captivated audiences with TED Talks on the future of AI. Mr. Carter, the voice of his assistant echoed through the intercom. The board is awaiting your quarterly report. Just give me 5 minutes, he muttered, scrolling through another article. There it was, the tale of how she had encountered Richard Davenport. She had showcased her research at a tech conference, and he had been so taken with it that he offered her a position right then and there. In just a year, she found herself leading their AI division. Their relationship blossomed organically, rooted in mutual respect and a shared enthusiasm for innovation. There were no orchestrated photos, no social media reveals. They had exchanged vows in an intimate ceremony, prioritizing their bond over public perception. Sir, the board. Liam shut the browser, but not before catching a final headline. Lauren Davenport, recognized as one of Time's 100 most influential people in tech. In the boardroom, he presented his report with a certain detachment, his thoughts still sifting through the information he'd absorbed. Lauren hadn't merely stumbled upon a prosperous partner. She had worked tirelessly for her achievements. We need to address the Davenport acquisition, someone interjected, especially the influence of their AI division on our market share. Lauren's division, Liam corrected instinctively, then regretted it as all eyes shifted in his direction. Do you know her? He adjusted his tie a bit. We attended college together. Is that so? She's exceptionally talented. Their advancement in neural networks has transformed the landscape. Perhaps you could arrange a meeting? Liam felt a knot in his stomach. Even in his own boardroom, Lauren's presence was undeniable. She was not merely Richard Davenport's wife. She was a formidable individual, esteemed and revered for her intellect. He had once claimed that she would never find anyone better than him. Now, enveloped by the proof of her achievements, those words returned to torment him. Lauren hadn't merely discovered something superior. She had transformed into something greater. The pivotal moment arrived at a tech conference in San Francisco. Liam noticed Lauren by the coffee station, absorbed in her tablet. Before he could think twice, he found himself approaching her. Lauren, his voice came out tighter than he intended. She glanced upward, her demeanor impeccably composed. Liam? Attending the conference? Indeed, He hesitated, suddenly aware that he hadn't prepared his words. Your keynote address yesterday was remarkable. Thank you. She stirred her coffee with precision, her voice revealing nothing of their past. How's Olivia? I noticed her new beauty line debut on Instagram. The offhand reference to his wife hit a nerve. She's thriving, immersed in her influencer endeavors. Lauren offered a polite nod, already starting to collect her belongings. That's nice. Listen, Lauren. He moved in closer, his voice dropping to a whisper. I've been reflecting on the past. Don't. She interrupted him decisively, yet with a gentle touch. The past is where it should stay, Liam. I simply want to express. There's nothing left to express. She locked her gaze with his. We made our choices. I'm content with mine. A group of engineers came forward, enthusiastic to engage in conversation about her presentation. She faced them with sincere warmth, leaving Liam there with his unvoiced thoughts. Mrs. Davenport, your theory on recursive neural networks is groundbreaking. One of them exclaimed. Please call me Lauren. She smiled, eager to hear their thoughts on the application possibilities. Liam observed her as she connected with them, effortlessly communicating and showcasing her enthusiasm for the work in every movement. This was no longer the small-town girl he had once overlooked. This was a woman who naturally garnered respect. Darling, Richard walked in with 2 steaming coffees. Are you ready for your next session? Lauren's face brightened at the sight of her husband. Perfect timing. I was just in conversation about the applications of neural networks with Dr. Chen's team. Richard presented her with a coffee, crafted precisely to her preference, while Liam observed and absorbed every detail as she elaborated on the technical aspects. Liam lingered at the periphery of the gathering, observing their effortless camaraderie. There were no devices, no staged smiles, no meticulously curated online snapshots. Just 2 individuals relishing each other's presence and common passions. The coffee he held had turned lukewarm, mirroring the lackluster dialogue he had attempted to engage in. The open bar at the conference's closing reception infused Liam with a newfound boldness. After 3 scotches, he noticed Lauren standing alone on the terrace, momentarily escaping the bustling crowd indoors. Must be nice, he remarked, approaching her from behind, landing a billionaire husband. Lauren turned slowly, her expression steady. Is there something you need, Liam? Just making conversation. He leaned against the railing, attempting to seem relaxed. You've certainly moved on from our college days. I didn't move on, she replied with poise. I crafted my own path and found someone who values that. Come on, Lauren, he chuckled. We both understand how these situations unfold. Right place, right time, right person. No, she interrupted him, her tone incisive yet measured. That's how things operate in your realm, Liam, not in mine. Your realm, he sneered. Are you referring to the world I never measured up to? Lauren's gaze softened with a hint of sympathy. My life isn't defined by Richard's wealth or position. It's shaped by the decisions I've made, the effort I've invested, and the individual I've evolved into. You got lucky, he insisted, the scotch fueling his bravado. Face it, without Richard, life isn't about luck, Liam. She interjected softly. It's all about the decisions I've made, and I know they were the right ones. She stood tall, adjusting her dress. I hold patents under my name. I have transformed AI technology. I encountered an individual who recognized my worth as an equal, rather than a mere tool. This is no coincidence. Lauren? Richard's voice echoed from the doorway. They're ready for your closing remarks. Coming, she replied, then turned to Liam for one final moment. Do you understand what sets us apart, Liam? I never relied on anyone else for my success. All I required was someone who wouldn't hinder my progress. She turned and left, leaving Liam solitary on the terrace. Inside, the sound of applause filled the air as she stepped onto the stage. Through the glass doors, he observed Richard radiating pride as his wife enchanted the audience with her brilliance. The scotch in his glass had lost its flavor of courage. It was a flavor of loss. The penthouse seemed more desolate than ever when Liam came back from San Francisco. He discovered Olivia in her home studio, encircled by ring lights and makeup products, filming yet another tutorial. Don't forget, dear ones, to use code Olivia Carter for a delightful 20% discount. She concluded with a polished smile before switching off the camera. Ah, you're back again. How was the conference? It was fine, he muttered, pouring himself a drink. Just the usual tech stuff. Did you manage to gather any valuable content? My followers really enjoy when you delve into business topics. He observed her meticulously rearranging her products for the upcoming video, each item placed for optimal visibility. Lauren Davenport was present, the mastermind of artificial intelligence. Olivia brightened, grabbing her phone. Did you manage to snap any pictures? She never agrees to my collaboration proposals. He mentioned, his tone empty, that she was delivering the keynote address on groundbreaking AI advancements. That's nice, Olivia said distractedly, her attention already on her phone. Oh my God. My latest reel just hit 1 million views. We definitely need to celebrate. Liam approached the window, gazing down at the city beneath him. The familiar sight that once filled him with a sense of strength now only highlighted his solitude. Behind him, Olivia kept talking about engagement rates and sponsorship deals. Perhaps we could create a workout video for couples, she proposed. Those seem to be quite popular at the moment. He reflected on Lauren and Richard, recalling their conversations about intricate technologies over coffee and the tangible things they had built together. In the meantime, his marriage seemed to unfold in meticulously curated squares on Instagram. I'm heading to bed, he declared. But it's just 8. And you haven't even liked my latest posts. In the dim light of the bedroom, he unfastened his tie and gazed at his reflection. Clad in a designer suit, adorned with an expensive watch, and sporting immaculate hair, he embodied the essence of achievement. Yet, achievement in what regard? The sudden buzz of his phone interrupted his thoughts. Lauren's closing speech from the conference captured attention in tech circles, with industry leaders lauding her insights. Meanwhile, Olivia's voice echoed from her studio, urging listeners to smash that like button and hit subscribe. The difference was striking. He swung open the balcony door, allowing the cool night air to flow in. Somewhere in this city, Lauren was likely immersed in her next groundbreaking idea, backed by a partner who cherished her intellect just as deeply as her emotions. And here he was, bound to a woman who prioritized appearances over emotions. The solitude pressed down on him like a heavy burden. 3 vacant whiskey glasses adorned Liam's office desk, as he perused yet another piece about Lauren's recent innovation in technology. Her AI system had just been embraced by 5 major hospitals, with the potential to save thousands of lives. Mr. Carter, his assistant's voice broke through. The board meeting began 10 minutes ago. Cancel it, he snapped, pouring another drink. Family emergency. The crisis was his bruised pride, spilling over with every fresh headline celebrating Lauren's achievements. His phone vibrated incessantly with Olivia's texts, discussing a sponsored post they had to film, but he dismissed them all. He retrieved an old photo on his phone, one from his college days. Lauren was laughing at something just out of view, her expression genuine, unedited. He had captured that moment the day before she shared her aspirations for Silicon Valley, the day before he made the most significant mistake of his life. Excuse me, sir. It's his assistant once more. Mrs. Carter is on line 1, and she insists it's urgent. What is it, Olivia? He barked into the phone. The Davenports just revealed they're donating $50 million to support AI research at universities. We must respond with something comparable. Consider the possibilities. He ended the call without a word. As he opened his laptop, he entered Lauren Mitchell Davenport into the search bar once more, a ritual he'd repeated many times in the past few weeks. An intriguing interview has surfaced. She stated that success isn't defined by whom you marry or what possessions you have. Rather, it revolves around remaining faithful to your vision and surrounding yourself with those who share that belief. The words struck him with precision. He loosened his tie, a sense of suffocation washing over him. The wall of accolades in his office, the awards, the press clippings, the photos with celebrities, suddenly appeared empty, mere decorations in a performance about triumph rather than genuine accomplishment. His phone buzzed once more. Olivia had shared yet another couple's photo, drenched in filters, accompanied by the caption, "Power couple, relationship, goals go blessed." The deception felt overwhelming. Lauren's voice resonated within him. Life isn't merely a matter of luck, Liam. It's about the decisions we make. He had made the wrong choices. Every single step had led him astray, and now he was left to grapple with the consequences. Witnessing the woman he had cast aside transform the world while he sank deeper into whiskey and remorse. His pride was no longer merely bruised. It lay in ruins. "We need to discuss your behavior," Olivia announced, entering his home office with determination. This time, she wasn't capturing moments or striking a pose. "You've been indulging in too much alcohol, skipping events, and neglecting my calls. My followers are beginning to sense that something is amiss." Liam gazed at the city lights from his window, drink in hand. "Is that what truly matters? Your followers? Our brand holds significance, doesn't it? We've constructed this together, and you're jeopardizing everything?" She snatched his phone. "And what's the reason behind your Google alert for Lauren Davenport?" He yanked the phone away. "You wouldn't get it." "Oh, I get it just fine." Olivia's voice became icy. "I've noticed the way you gaze at her pictures, how you keep track of her journey. She's your former partner, isn't she?" "She's more than just that," he whispered. "She embodies all that I discarded." "Discarded?" Olivia chuckled with a hint of bitterness. "Just look at what you've got. Observe what we've created. We are the elite of influencers. Yet we haven't constructed anything substantial." The words burst forth from him. "We're merely content creators. While she's out there making a difference, we're caught up in debates over filter presets and hashtags." Olivia's meticulously crafted visage twisted in dismay. "Is that truly your perception of our existence? Of me? Our life lacks authenticity, Olivia. It's all a performance. Each smile, each kiss, each fleeting moment. It's all captured for the lens. But that's not the reality." Yet her hand moved almost automatically toward her phone, as if compelled to record the dispute. "When was the last time we engaged in a dialogue that didn't revolve around social media? When did you last truly see me instead of your screen?" Tears loomed, threatening to smudge her mascara. Still, she tilted her face to capture the light more effectively. Years of habits were difficult to break. "I thought we wanted the same things," she whispered. "I felt the same way." He drained his glass. "But I misjudged my desires. About everything. This revolves around her, doesn't it? Flawless Lauren with her brilliant mind and her ideal billionaire spouse?" "No," he replied softly. "This narrative unfolds my journey. It reflects the decisions I've embraced and the person I've evolved into." Olivia squared her shoulders, the familiar facade settling back into position. "All right, I'll be staying at my sister's. And remember, we have the charity gala coming up next week. Gather your composure by that time. We have a reputation to uphold." She departed, the click of her heels resonating in their vacant, flawlessly curated apartment. The charity gala approached with an air of finality. Liam entered solo. Olivia had crafted a meticulously phrased Instagram post about needing some personal time to reset and recharge. Whispers among the crowd hinted at discord beneath the surface. He caught sight of Lauren on the other side of the ballroom, engaged in an animated discussion with a cluster of scientists. The understated elegance of her green dress beautifully complemented her eyes. Her wedding ring stands as the sole meaningful piece of jewelry. No designer labels. No deliberate poses. There was an undeniable grace about it all. Something within him broke free. Perhaps it was the effervescence of the champagne, the burden of his faltering marriage, or merely the heavy toll of years filled with missteps. Regardless of the circumstances, he felt an undeniable pull toward her. "Can we talk?" he inquired, cutting into her discussion. "Please." Lauren took a moment to examine his expression before giving a slight nod. "Excuse me, gentlemen." She trailed him to a secluded nook of the terrace. For an extended moment, they lingered in silence, the city lights shimmering beneath them like scattered stars. "I was mistaken," he finally admitted, his voice gravelly. "About it all, Liam? No, just let me finish." He clutched the terrace railing tightly. "I used to believe that success was all about projecting the perfect image and having the ideal connections. The perfect partner. I believed I was above your aspirations. Yet, it turns out I was the one lacking. Lauren's expression softened. You weren't a bad person, Liam. Just someone who had lost their way. Look at you now. He waved his hand in a sweeping motion. You're transforming the world. Truly transforming it. As I navigate the facade of achievement, sharing curated images alongside a partner who prioritizes followers over genuine emotions, I reflect on her gentle reminder. It's not a competition. But isn't it? Because if it were, you've certainly come out on top. Absolutely. He let out a harsh laugh. Do you know what really gets to me? It's not the fact that you chose to marry Richard. It's not just about your success. It's about your true happiness. You've discovered all that I believed I desired. Yet, you discovered the path that suits you best. The best path? By embracing who you are. By pursuing your aspirations. By discovering a partner who nurtures those aspirations rather than attempting to shape you into their ideal companion. He ran a hand through his hair. I've dedicated years to constructing the flawless facade, and all I have to display for it is a hollow marriage and a gallery of edited images. Lauren paused, her voice soft. It's not too late to make a change, is it? That's the essence of life, Liam. Opportunities for different choices continually present themselves. The real question lies in our courage to embrace them. From within, Richard's voice echoed, calling out for Lauren. That's my signal, she remarked, preparing to leave. Then she hesitated. You know, the guy I met back in college, the genuine you before everything changed, he wasn't too terrible. Perhaps the moment has come to seek him out once more. She turned and walked away, returning to her husband, her genuine existence, her hard-won joy. Liam observed her departure, sensing a change within himself. Not quite hope, but perhaps the dawn of comprehension. From his vantage point, he observed Lauren approach Richard. He leaned in, whispering something that elicited a laugh from her. That same authentic laugh he recalled from their college days. Their joy was unpretentious. It wasn't altered or orchestrated or meticulously arranged for online platforms. It was undeniable. And for the first time, Liam perceived with clarity what had slipped away from him. Not Lauren in her essence, but the opportunity to embrace authenticity. To embrace authenticity. To be deserving of someone like her. The realization was less painful than he had anticipated. Perhaps this was a step forward. Liam found himself in his divorce lawyer's office, observing the rain cascade down the windows. The documents were unexpectedly straightforward. Olivia ruled her realm of influence. He thrived in the corporate world. Beyond that, there was little left to separate. Their union had been as superficial as their social media profiles. Mr. Carter. The attorney slid the final documents across the table. Just your signature here. As he signed, his phone buzzed with a news alert. Davenport Technologies is transforming healthcare with an innovative AI system. Lauren's system, he understood without needing to delve deeper. She was preserving lives while he was dismantling his marriage. Would there be an official announcement? The lawyer inquired. Olivia's managing that, he responded. It had to do with conscious uncoupling and personal growth journeys. He exited the office and strolled through the rain, disregarding the need for an umbrella. The incessant buzzing of his phone was relentless. Olivia's divorce announcement had taken the internet by storm. His social media was inundated with a barrage of messages. He switched it off. Upon arriving at his office, his assistant presented him with an envelope. "This arrived for you, sir," she said. Inside was an invitation to a tech innovation summit. Lauren was highlighted as the keynote speaker, set to present her groundbreaking healthcare AI system. Below her name, his was noted as a panelist for a discussion on corporate leadership. He nearly said no, but something held him back. Perhaps it was time to confront the truth without any embellishments. That night, in solitude within his penthouse, Liam powered up his laptop and started to write. "Dear board members, I am writing to submit my resignation." The thoughts came effortlessly, perhaps due to their newfound honesty. He had grown weary of pursuing a facade of success that held no real significance. Weary of possessing it all yet cherishing none of it. His phone buzzed to life. A recruitment agency calling. A startup in Silicon Valley sought a leader for their corporate restructuring. Reduced salary, no corner office, yet an opportunity to create something substantial. From his window, he glimpsed the building where he first encountered Olivia, at that charity gala, where he believed he had discovered his ideal partner. How mistaken he had been regarding the true essence of perfection. He reflected on Lauren's words from the gala. We continually receive opportunities to make different decisions. With a few clicks, he opened his browser and composed a brief email to confirm his acceptance of the position in Silicon Valley. Then he faced a task he had been putting off for weeks. He logged into Instagram and proceeded to delete his account. Nothing grand or theatrical. No meticulously crafted message about stepping away from the digital world. Simply vanished. Before shutting his laptop, he paused. Then, on a whim, he reopened an email thread. One that had been untouched for years. At the top of the page was Lauren Davenport's name. He began to type. Lauren, I need to express that you were right about everything, and I'm making an effort to improve. I understand that my request may seem bold, but should you ever require assistance with the AI initiative at a foundational level, I would be eager to contribute in any capacity. There are no strings attached, it's simply about doing what feels right. He lingered over the send button for a heartbeat. Then, with a decisive click, he released a burden he had borne for ages. His assistant interrupted with a buzz. Sir? Mrs. Davenport's office is on the line. They're inquiring whether you'll be attending the summit panel. He glanced at the invitation once more, at Lauren's name positioned above his. In the past, that would have stirred a deep sense of envy within him. Now, it served as a poignant reminder that true success can be achieved through integrity, and that genuine happiness requires no embellishments. Indeed, he replied, inform them of my arrival. He lingered by the window, observing the city he had once believed was his dominion. Tomorrow, he would begin the process of packing up his office. In just a month, he would find himself in Silicon Valley, embarking on a new journey. No more designer suits, absent from the digital noise, authentic and straightforward. Just an individual striving for improvement. His phone buzzed one final time. A message from Olivia. Our divorce post reached 1 million likes. He erased it without a word. Certain figures lost their significance. 3 years slipped away like chapters in a novel. Liam stood at his modest office window in Silicon Valley, observing the sunset as it transformed the sky into a canvas of unfiltered hues. On his desk, a framed article from Tech Weekly showcased Lauren Davenport's latest breakthrough, an AI system that had transformed early cancer detection. His own name appeared in smaller print, acknowledged for his role in restructuring the startup that had adopted her system. It wasn't the success he had once envisioned, but it was tangible, hard-won, genuine. Through the screen of his open laptop, he caught sight of Olivia's latest update. She had tied the knot with a social media tycoon in a ceremony that captured global attention. Her existence remained meticulously crafted, each instant preserved and enhanced for optimal appeal. He could only muster a remote sense of sympathy. His phone buzzed, signaling a reminder for the medical tech conference happening tomorrow. Lauren would be in attendance, showcasing her latest innovation. Richard would beam with pride at the brilliance of his wife and their 3 children, each one shining with the same authenticity and intelligence that defined their family. Liam would be present as well, not in the role of a keynote speaker or industry giant, but as a member of the team bringing these life-saving technologies to hospitals. He had exchanged his corner office for an opportunity to engage in something significant, swapping his designer suits for casual attire that truly felt comfortable. Mr. Carter, his new assistant, young, earnest, and delightfully indifferent to social media, peeked her head in. The hospital in Phoenix confirmed the successful implementation. That marks our 10th this month, he nodded, allowing a small smile to break through. 10 hospitals, thousands of patients poised to benefit from early detection. Though it didn't make waves on Twitter, it held significance. He opened his desk drawer and retrieved an old photograph, capturing a moment with Lauren from their college days, both of them laughing at a joke long since faded from memory. He preserved it as a reminder, not of his losses, but of the person he once was before ambition and pride reshaped his path. Tomorrow he would encounter them once more. Lauren and Richard would arrive with their children, their achievements, their authentic joy. In the past, that would have shattered him. At that moment, it seemed as though a crucial lesson had finally been grasped. He had lost all that he once believed he desired. The glamorous partner, the online notoriety, the prestigious office overlooking the city. Yet in the midst of losing everything, he rediscovered something long buried. Peace. Then his phone buzzed once more. A communication from the hospital administrator in Phoenix. The inaugural patient has been screened using the new system, revealing stage 1 cancer. She truly has a solid opportunity now, thank you. Liam has saved the message. No likes, no shares, no potential for virality. Another life possibly saved. As he gazed at the sunset once more, memories of Lauren's words from years past echoed in his mind. Life isn't about luck. It's about the choices we make. She had been correct, as always. He had indeed lost everything he once possessed. Yet, in the midst of loss, he discovered something valuable. It wasn't the flawless existence he once envisioned. There were no luxury brands, no trending highlights, no status as a power couple. Only genuine effort that held significance. Only serene contentment instead of boisterous, hollow triumph. As the sun sank beneath the horizon, Liam Carter, the man who had lost it all, ultimately realized that at times, losing everything was the sole path to discovering what truly mattered. The cosmos had not exacted retribution upon him. Instead, it allowed him to gather the fruits of his own actions. In the end, this revelation emerged as a profound blessing. Did this narrative of love, regret, and redemption strike a chord with you? We all make choices in life that shape our destiny, much like Liam did. His journey from superficial success to meaningful purpose illustrates that it's never too late to change direction and discover what truly matters. If this tale resonated with you, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more engaging stories that prompt us to reflect on life's essential lessons. I'm curious to hear where you're tuning in from. Please share in the comments which country you're in and what aspect of Liam and Lauren's journey resonated with you the most. Was it the moment Liam recognized his error at the gala, or when he discovered fulfillment in pursuing meaningful work? Your insights contribute to our vibrant community of narrative enthusiasts.